Guys, I have a confession. I got Arc Raiders about a week ago, and I have 107 hours played on Steam. I've been incredibly grinding in this game, having a ton of fun, while also learning things that most people don't realize. After a week, I'm making this 30-tip video because there's some things I really wish I knew before I started. It would have made my whole time grinding way easier. I specifically made tips that weren't obvious. I'm talking about things I had to realize. And if you guys don't know, I've made over like 1,200 tips on Fortnite. So I know the BS ones, trust me. Let's hop right in. Number one, right here is a joystick that I use with my keyboard and mouse. This is a brand new one called the Maxstick Ergo, just released like a week ago. But right now I use the Maxstick R3 Pro. I'm showing you guys right here. What I do is I rest my hand on it like this, and I rest my hands on SZC, and then the other pinky's on control. So as you can see, I'm loading into the game and I'm using my joystick like this. I change around all my binds so that it works absolutely perfectly. This is the same thing I did on Fortnite. It works here too. If you want to have an easier time on the game, you should probably buy one, but it's not mandatory. You don't need it. I just got my PC tweaked from a guy named Drunk Kev on Twitter, and this is the same guy who worked on Pokemon's setup. He even works side by side with people who make graphics cards at Nvidia and stress tests them. He knows everything. He told me that the best graphic settings were these right here. I'm going to show you them. Wait, I got to move this. I just realized. Okay, so borderless full screen. Make sure you have AMD FSR3 disabled, VSync disabled. Set this to on. I put my frame rate to what my monitor's at. You don't need to make it unlimited. This is the thing you might want to change. He told me to put Nvidia DLSS on DLAA, and make sure you crank up the field of view all the way if you're on PC. Make sure you put the global illumination to static. That will help your game run way smoother. View distance you can have on epic. That's really important. And just copy the rest of this. The only thing you need to have on really is the view distance. I put that to epic because that's important, and the shadows that will help you see stuff better in game when it's dark. And yeah, I also put the in-game performance overlay on because I just want to know how much frames I'm getting in the top right hand corner. And then for that part, you're good to go. And by the way, at the end of the video, I'm going to show my settings for the joystick because I know people might ask. If you're just starting out and you're a person who plays keyboard and controller sometimes and you don't know which one to use, you should use keyboard for this game. Trust me. I would say that this game, with the way the looting system is set up, it's tailored toward keyboard. My controller friend has a absolute miserable time dropping me heals when I need it, and it causes us to die a lot. Right away, one of the first things you want to do is fix your crosshair because the default one is honestly really annoying and I don't like it. Chances are you're not going to like it either. It's personal preference, but to me, this is the one I have on when I fight people, but I might change the color later on. I'm not sure yet. These are the settings though. Just make sure you go to accessibility, scroll down the crosshair, and then just put these exact settings in right here. I did lower the opacity to 85, by the way, and I put the crosshair length to 4. If I wanted to change the color though, you mess with these right here, the red, blue, and green. All right, tip number 5. Your guns are insanely annoying to reload in this game. I found it to be just one of the most stressful things on the planet. Lots of times you might think that you're reloaded or you're reloading, but you're not actually reloaded. Here's what you could do. You could shoot the gun when it's empty and it will start the reload process. Or a lot of times you just spam it and wait for your guy to actually start reloading. And a lot of times you need to wait for the full animation for you to get the bullet in your chamber, especially with the sniper. That thing is slow as balls. Also, in your gameplay settings, make sure you have show reload progress set to on. That's self-explanatory. That's super useful too. Everyone searches about how to get the god loot as fast as possible, especially as a beginner. You're really trying to go around and just gather anything you can, but in the long run, we need to head over to the skill tree. In order to get there, you're at the main screen, you hit Raider, and then skill tree right here. And this is my skill tree currently. Everyone says the first 15 or 16 points you do is upgrade your mobility. Marathon runner, moving around costs less stamina, and youthful lungs increase your max stamina because you're constantly running around the map. If you want to be a good PvP player, focus on mobility and condition. If you want to focus on playing more loot, playing a little bit more passive, then you do survival and you go for security breach. I don't think I necessarily made a mistake maxing out survival because there is really good stuff in here, but I do think I would have spent majority on mobility first and not worried about security breach. You can only get to level 75 currently, so you can't buy everything in the whole skill tree, so you're customizing your player to how you want. When the game came out, security breach was actually the most broken one, which is why everyone rushed to do it. So if you watch an old tutorial, just remember that that might not be the case because they patched it and you still get guns and everything, but it's not as crazy as it once was. That's why I think it's better to become a better fighter. That way you can get your loot off a body. As a beginner, you know that these maps are kind of big, and one of the most annoying things is knowing that you spawned on the opposite side of where you want to go loot. I always craft 5 adrenaline in the workshop. It's super simple to do. Every time I'm about to load into a game, I go into the workshop and I go to the medical lab, and you can craft them with just plastic parts and chemicals. Usually you have a lot of these. If you're down bad and lose every fight like me, you're gonna have low chemicals though. This will literally cut your runtime down in half because you're not gonna be waiting for your stamina to regen. Speaking of stamina, I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. So as you can see, when I'm running and I'm not using any stamina currently, but After a couple seconds, my stamina is going to start being used. And as you can see right now, it's going down. After a while of running or barrel rolling, you're low on stamina. Now, what I would do if this was Fortnite, I'd wait for my stamina to get almost max, like maybe just a little more, and then I would run again, and then I would use the stamina. But doing that, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot. What you want to do is wait for your stamina bar to do this little animation on the bottom like that. Now I can run further without using any stamina, and that's how to properly use your stamina correctly. Make sure you get the animation where it goes away just like this, and then start running. Some quick tips about your inventory. Let's say I drag in a gun. If I right click it, it shows me all the options I can do here. I can send it to my stash. I can also send it to my backpack, which means it goes to the right. But on the very bottom, you see that there's other options here. I don't know if controller has this at all, but I know on keyboard, if I hold Alt, it splits the stack, and I can move it to anywhere I want. This is super useful when I'm trying to drop my teammate heals. I just split the stack and then I just drop it. If you hold shift, it's the quick move tool. So I'm holding shift and then I just left click and it brings it right to my quick use. Or if I hold shift on this bastion cell, it brings it right to my backpack depending on what it is. This is something I could deploy, so it goes to my quick use. You should know that all the things you're going to collect in your stash, which is this stuff on the left, they're going to be used at some point. But as a beginner, you're not going to need all of them. So if I just go to something random here, pretend I'm a beginner, it says can be recycled in the crafting material. So all I have to do is right click, hit recycle, and then it tells me what I get, and I can hit recycle if I want. This gives you a pretty good idea about what you're gonna need and what you don't need yet. If you're new to the game, the best move you can do in a fight is this right here. I'm gonna demonstrate it. Slide, aim, shoot, and then dodge, roll back like that. And you do it really fast. That was slow. Make sure you have enough stamina before you do this move, but you slide, sprint, and then just dodge roll the other way. Especially behind a door, they're barely going to be able to see you. As you play the game, you're going to quickly realize that you don't like the default green shield. But you might think that when you get a purple that this is the best thing ever. But even at level 60, I think the blue shield is the best thing to use. It's cheap to repair and cheap to make. Chances are you're going to die more often, so you're going to save more materials if you just maybe craft blue instead. And when I'm down bad, you craft green. There's some important things to know about returning to Speranza. The train only takes 45 seconds to come to you once you hit the button. And also, you can call the train and hit the button at any point in time, even if you're down. That means you could still initiate the sequence and type on the computer. You just get up super slow. As long as you call the train before the timer hits 0 seconds, then you're going to be able to make it out alive. So even past 0 seconds, as long as you called it, you're absolutely chilling. The coolest thing that happens in this game that I thought was super unique was when someone dies, a flare shoots in the air. This is a beacon that all the players in the game usually follow. Most people want to key as much as possible in this game, so keep that in mind and remember to not loot right away after you get a kill. Make sure you heal first. The best thing you're going to bring to these fights is either grenades and especially smokes. If you get beamed and you're in the open, you can pop a smoke and you can get the cover way better. And by the way, you don't need to craft the good smokes. I'm going to show you guys. You go to the utility station, you can craft a little smoke grenade. The big one lasts 20 seconds. This one lasts 6. But I'm going to be honest, 6 seconds is plenty. If you want to level up fast and get some good loot, best thing you could do is try to snake someone in game chat. I said it.
That's what I'm saying. So let's just team up.
Is
hey,
no?
You got the cut on you?
All right, ready? This guy in front of you. 3, 2, 1, go.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry, bro. You're never going to see these people again. Stop feeling bad for them. After you get griefed a couple of times being all nice, you ain't gonna be nice anymore. One time I killed a dad who had his son crying in the background, and I absolutely took all of his loot. It's good to keep in mind that this game is literally like a month old. So when it comes to skins, you might want to consider using your money early on in the game to get these skins, because we might think that they're cool and down the road. Even in solos, you get knocked and have the chance to be revived. If players don't have a defibrillator to get you up, then you're just not getting up. But sometimes you might get lucky enough to be near a raider hatch, and you need a raider hatch key in order to open the raider hatch. Some players might lead you to the hatch key, and they can heal your down body along the way so that you don't die. And if you're down, the trick to get on the raider hatch is to walk backwards, by the way. I just learned that recently. Oh my god, you have a hatch key! Oh my god, thank you! The best tip is to know how to talk to people. Never make it seem like you're the enemy. So even when you're down, you got to make sure you have an excuse ready. Speaking of the best excuses, let me put you guys on some game. The most common thing to do in proximity chat in Arc Raiders is to say this right here. When I shoot someone first, I say, I was getting shot at earlier. I didn't know who's around. My bad. Meanwhile, I'm going to kill them the millisecond I get the chance. Make sure you always have that excuse ready. It's the go-to. I hit him.
You're going to do your thing and say it? My fault. Yeah, there was a team shooting at us. We thought it was you guys. Oh, they're inside there?
Okay, yeah. All
right. Come on. Let's go mark them. Whoa. Okay.
How do we get in here? I'm killing him. 3, 2, 1. They're laughing.
You like that?
You guys know how you run faster with no weapon out? You want to be ultra friendly when someone's around. Make sure to put your weapon away. It feels awkward to keep a gun out, but it's common courtesy to not do it. But see me, I do it anyway because like I said, I'm putting them down. I need that loot. One of the first things you should do is try to level up your Scrappy as best you can. He's constantly going to give you materials that you need at the end of every round. The more you level him up, the more materials that you're going to get. At certain points in the game, there's a harvesting mode going on, and it shows by this icon that looks like a plant right next to the map. More luscious area, more fruits and all that crap. Most of it is used to upgrade Scrappy, so keep that in mind. The best heals in the game are the green shield rechargers. The surge shield rechargers are the blue one. They take longer to pop. It doesn't mean that it's bad to hold the blue shield rechargers. I still use them all the time, but the green ones are usually really good, and if you're playing solos, you probably want more green than blue. Most people who are good at the game hold about like 6 or 7 shield recharges. I'm not even trying to make a 6-7 joke. Bandages are really annoying to heal with because they take a super long time to regenerate your health. The best heal in the game is the sterilized bandage, this thing right here. You need durable cloth and antiseptic, as you can see on the right, and if I need to, I can go to my refinery, which has a lot of useful things I can craft. I can craft durable cloth right here. Most of the time I carry bandages because I simply can't afford to craft it all the time though, so just keep that in mind that you should use those sparingly. The best thing to loot in the game is lockers and drawers. Drawers is where I find most of my attachments, and the money stuff is usually in the lockers for me. If you're trying to destroy like an arc boss, like a leaper, a rocketeer, or a bastion, I've been seeing the thing online. People place this purple mine on top of the thing. They climb on it, hit the weak point of it, and then it just blows up in one shot. That's the most effective way to handle it. If you're really not deep in the games, you may not think of this, but if you watch Shroud, he does one thing all the time when he fights people. He is aiming at the head no matter the situation, and that's how he wins like all of his fights. That's how you put on crazy 1v3 clutches. Since in this game, when you get shot, you move slow, it's going to be easier for you to line up those headshots, so make sure you always aim for the head. That's why I recommend playing on keyboard, because the controller aim assist kind of messes that up a little bit. It's harder. Let's talk weapons real quick. You're a beginner, you're trying to know what to use, what's the best. If I were to pick guns, I pick the kettle, and then I pick the stitcher. It's gonna be easy to craft and have a really high damage rate. Right now, you can only upgrade your guns to level 4, and all your workbenches can only go to level 3. Let's talk about when you're over encumbered, you pick up loot, and now it says that you're gonna walk slow from having too much weight on you. It shows the weight of all the items in your inventory when you hover over it. So if I go to this right here, it says that it's 0.6 pounds. That doesn't mean that each one is 0.6 pounds. That means those 3 total are 0.6 pounds. The heaviest things in the game are weapons and then shields. As a beginner, one of the things you get gifted early on is the snap hook. This thing is the most useful item in the game, in my opinion.
One more piece.
Oh, that did not work.
My guy thought he was Spider-Man. You thought you were Spider-Man, bro.
I've seen some crazy clips of people using the snap hook in game and getting some kills with it, but it can get you out of a real bad situation super fast. If you're on keyboard, it's real easy once you use it to put it in your safe pocket. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty hard to find those things. You're gonna realize once you play a little bit that you're gonna have a lot of money really quick, and you're not gonna know what to spend it on. What you wanna do is you wanna go to traders. You go to Taiwan, go to the gun shop, and you could buy a Renegade every day. You should be buying this thing every single time you hop on. The shop resets every 24 hours. Besides that, there's certain things in the shop you want to buy all the time, like the moss. I want to buy these springs, and I want to buy simple gun parts. I'm using the simple gun parts to upgrade weapons and craft them. The steel springs can be used for weapon attachments and bombs, and then the moss is used for defibrillators. Just make sure you collect seeds along the way, and you use that as currency. I'm going to quickly show you right now, since I use a joystick, all my keybinds that I have it set to currently. I think that this is the best option for me. I think it's the most comfortable. This is literally, I think, the most optimal keybinds in the game currently. A joystick allows you to do that because I'm not using WASD to move. The reason why I have it set to IKJL for move, forward, left, right, back, and whatever. This is the utility for it. It's so easy. I just hit connect. I pair my Mac stick right there, and then it says IJKL. The center is P. So I went on the game and I set it to IJKL, and now I can use the joystick. Currently, I have the Mac Stick R3 Pro, but recently they just came out with the Ergo Pro as of like a week ago. Check it out. Link down below in the description if you're interested. I like to have sprint to toggle and crouch to toggle as well, so I unbind the other one. Arc Raiders is a ton of fun to play. With these tips, it's definitely going to make your time to grind way easier. All I ask is if you learned something, drop a like, because I'm trying to get the content rolling on this page, but my last video got 50 views. Subscribe and go watch that other vid. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.